Welcome back to Henry Hatsworth, and in today's double update, we'll be finishing World 1.
Woohoo!
But first, it's time to go shopping.
What is the coward's comfort?
We will get that, eventually. But first, we're going to get items aplenty. That's one of the power-ups that lets us increase the chance that items will appear in the puzzle realm.
Aha!
So this is the difficulty spike level. It's pretty much where the game stops fucking around.
We were warned about this.
And it warns you immediately by putting you against two of these turrets in goop.
So I've noticed that Henry has a hell of an upslash.
Yes, he does. It is an upslash that you really need to use because it is his launcher move as well. It's what allows you to juggle.
It's like right out of Devil May Cry.
Yeah. And in fact, it actually, kind of like God of War, if you continue holding down the launcher move, you will automatically jump in the air.
Pretty deep mechanics for a puzzle platformer.
Yeah, literally a puzzle platformer.
Yeah, I didn't go into this expecting the either side to be really well developed, especially because it's DS. But this is really good so far.
We are about to get another dimension to both the combat and the puzzle in this enemy. Which, I can't really think of a good name for it. For a while I called it the Philly Fanatic, thinking it looked like the Philadelphia Flyers mascot until I realized, no, that was for the Phillies. But as you'll notice, if you look down at the bottom screen, it has not dropped a colored block, it has dropped a skull block. And that makes them really annoying, because skull blocks do not drop randomly. They only drop if you kill those types of enemies with the skull helmets.
I think garbage blocks in Puzzle League function exactly the same way, so I don't know.
And in this game, without giving too much away, there are multiple types of garbage blocks.
Oh, that's fun.
That are not compatible with each other.
Oh my.
So yeah, as you can see here, you have just the single skull block. Can't do much about it until you find two other skull enemies. Or you just have to keep moving it down. Plus you have those platforms that keep sinking. Yeah, like I said, this is the video that will really demonstrate how difficult this game gets. I mean, this is not a hard level by this game's standards, but compared to what we've seen already, it's a huge spike up.
I'd like to remind everyone this is still World 1.
Yeah, the third level of World 1. And we haven't seen it yet, but those enemies can change the trajectory of their fireballs, or at least they can in later levels, in order to not quite home in on you, but they can at least predict where you're going to some extent.
EA, making little kids yell the game cheats.
I mean, these guys are from EA Sports, so they are taking the tagline "Challenge Everything" a little too far, I think. Challenge 5-year-olds. It's trick 5-year-olds into playing Ninja Gaiden.
Oh! Like, I'd hate to be the 5-year-old that got this game for Christmas or something, because
I would hate to be the grandmother who buys this game for her 5-year-old grandson. Oh, look, it's got a little English guy on the cover. This looks fun. You know, the week later, Grandma, what did you do to this game?
Oh, Grandma.
The twist is that the grandma is actually Henry's wife.
Oh no.
She was in on it the whole time.
We've suddenly turned Henry Hatsworth into some Ocean's 11 type shit.
I mean, when you think about it, this is kind of a heist game already. We are stealing the ancient treasures of the puzzle realm. I mean, they were already inappropriately colonized by the gentleman.
I don't think I can deny that.
Yeah, I mean, this is very much like any foreign tribe. The gentleman conquered and ruled over a foreign nation he did not understand. Really, the only thing that separates him apart from traditional British colonizers is that he willingly gave up his power and sealed away all of the power of these artifacts so that no one else could use them again. Except, of course, we're undoing all of his work. Really, what I'm saying is we're playing as the villain here.
My God.
We're just deepening the lore of this children's game that's incredibly hard for some reason.
Stay tuned for the exciting sequel, Henry in India.
Oh no!
Oh no.
And the third game, Henry in Hong Kong.
Okay, let's stop this joke before it gets too dark. I think we've had our fill.
We're good. We good.
So, speaking of cruelty, look at this set design.
Oh.
And they keep up this this continued level design motif of putting. We got to come up with a name for these fire spitting enemies. They really like to put them behind barriers, specifically so that you have to jump around them and make sure that you pretty much directly run into their fireballs.
That enemy kind of reminds me of a husky, unkempt Michael Myers.
I can't say that's the first place my mind went.
Well, we'll actually see some variants of him later on in the game. Most enemies in this game get reskins that have more effects than just, increasing their health. So I may also want to point out here that, we had a scripted event where we dropped down. Right.
Okay.
There was no fade out. You may remember what I said earlier about how the checkpoint system works in this game.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
So if you die, like I do right here, you have to start the fight over again. The entire level, actually.
Oh.
So when you die, the entire puzzle board gets reset, and if you have one of the other ranged weapons that we'll see later, you lose that weapon and you get reset back to the basic pea shooter. There are some points where dying at the beginning of a checkpoint is actually not a good thing, but maybe the lesser of two evils. For example, if you have a board with a lot of enemy blocks on it and you have low health, if you die at the start of a new level, then all of those blocks are gone and you'll be at full health.
I guess taking the mulligan isn't too bad in that case, but still.
Yeah, like there are very like specific context-sensitive situations where dying is preferable, but there aren't that many.
So the reset went by a little fast. It resets to the blank board then?
Yes, it resets to a randomized board that is usually blank, and the RNG is dependent on the RNG is dependent on whatever upgrades you have. Like you could still get items on a dead board, but that's dependent on if you have upgrades like items of plenty or hearts of plenty.
Gotcha.
Good show.
Good show.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that level doesn't have any checkpoints at all.
I don't think I saw a fade out.
Yeah, no fade out, no bonus level, so yeah, no checkpoints. It's warning you.
Just welcome to hell.
Yep.
Sadism, we has it.
So this level is teaching you about, you know, it's not really a good idea to use the 4-hit combo on Michael Myers. I've also got a new track, which I could best describe as like a theremin tango.
I can hear it.
Yeah, it loves me some good theremin.
Oh, also we have electric keys now. These guys are extremely annoying, because you very rarely just fight them on their own.
Yeah, if they were by themselves, they'd be kind of a cakewalk, but...
I take that back. There is one level that consists almost entirely of electric keys on their own, and it's one of the worst in the game. Also, you saw that move I did there. That is called I think it's called a blast. If you hit the, use the gun, immediately follow, or sorry, if you use the melee weapon, immediately followed by the gun, you do a sort of a shotgun blast. And that is one of the few gun moves that is 100% consistent, always in use, no matter what ranged weapon you have.
I see.
Oh, Henry. Oh, no.
Oh, Henry, my Henry.
Good God, the puzzle screen, though.
Yeah. Yeah, fighting Keese it gets very easy to get overly concentrated on the top screen, and then you forget you have like a dozen enemy blocks on the bottom.
Yeah, it sure looks hectic.
Something I've neglected to ask, this is a DS game. The puzzle screen, how are the stylus controls on it?
I actually don't use the stylus that much. For when I played this game back at university, I pretty much exclusively used the D-pad. I am playing this on emulator because I don't have my DS anymore. And even if I did, the save system in this game is extremely restrictive to the point where making a regular Let's Play on the original hardware would basically be impossible. So, but yeah, I use the mouse equivalent of the stylus controls, which they're okay. And from what I remember playing this on original DS back at university, it was all right.
Okay.
It's faster, certainly, to use the stylus. But you could certainly play it completely with the D-pad if you wanted.
I'm sure there are worse ways to play Puzzle League, but D-pad sounds fine enough for most people.
Yeah. This game is slow-paced enough that, I mean, you're not like on a completely strict timer or anything, at least not on the normal difficulty, to the point where you can pretty much just get away with using the D-pad. And that's one other thing I didn't mention yet, is that every time you solve a puzzle, it temporarily stops the puzzle board from going up for a second or two. And I also used another stopwatch item, which stopped all the enemies on the board. That was about a minute or two ago. On the top screen, that stops all the enemies in their tracks.
Okay.
And on the bottom screen, it also freezes the board for significantly longer than just solving a puzzle.
That puzzle segment goes by so fast, though.
Yeah, that's totally at regular speed. I did not speed that up at all. I'm not entirely sure why these puzzle blocks are here. This is a gimmick that doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, you see puzzle blocks much later on, but I don't know.
Teasing, maybe. Or there might have been something that they took out. Oh.
Yeah, that seemed like a mechanic they like built and they were ready to use, but this ended up being the only place they actually used it.
Oh, there's an entire level built around this. I spent way too long recording that. It is. I will have things to say about that level once we get to it. This part I like though, with the slimes on the platforms.
It kind of reminds me of something from like a Mega Man game.
Yeah, there is a... I can't really say this game has like a single platformer inspiration, because it takes a bit of everything. I think overall, the main comparison is like an extremely hard version of Kirby, because it has that, the level design has that very laid-back, slow pace to it that you'd expect from a Kirby game.
Yeah.
But it also ramps up the difficulty much more in its levels than Kirby ever did, where the difficulty in the Kirby games is more about the boss fights, whereas the difficulty is everywhere here.
Oh.
Yeah, this...
No stopwatch.
No.
I don't think you're getting it.
No. No, I could die to one hit. I could die in one hit against the slights. I'm not taking a chance here.
I think anything would get you in one hit at this point.
Yeah, I forget if I mentioned it, but I should probably take the opportunity to point out here that the heart icon does not actually fill... Okay, well, it will fill you if you're at like 1 heart, but if you're at less than a heart, it won't fill your red hearts. It'll only fill your silver hearts.
Huh.
So if you're past like the emergency stage of 1 heart, the only way to get a full refill is to get the super meter at 100%. Also, you can stop that Mike Myers enemy from attacking you by solving a puzzle, and that puts up a temporary cover.
Oh. Okay, I see how you did that.
I like that.
Yeah, there's lots of little things that they do, small gimmicks that add up over time. I was trying to see if I can get up there, but nope.
I can't help but notice that the levels are getting a little more length to them here.
Yes. I also noticed that the down Y attack when you're on the ground is very powerful. It can take out a slight in 1 hit.
It just has that animation at the beginning.
Yeah, well, it also extends Henry's hitbox. Oops. Yeah, down Y also extends Henry's hitbox a little bit further, so you have to be a bit careful. Although on the upside, it has much further reach than his regular attacks do.
Man, that's such a tight jump.
Yeah, there's a little bit of extra hang time. What platformer designers I think refer to as like Wile E. Coyote hang time or something like that.
Yeah. Coyoteing.
Yeah. So I think you have another step or two after you leave a platform to jump. This is a good time to use the robot again, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't really get a chance to show the Power Fist. It can leave enemies in place and juggle them while you're attacking another enemy on the other side.
That rules.
We can get further upgrades to pretty much everything. Every time you finish a world, Cole will give some new upgrade to the robot suit.
I feel like there's a little metal slug in the DNA for this game, too.
Yeah, I could see that. It's been ages since I played a Metal Slug game. That's a really good example of how powerful the shotgun blast could be. It's also one of the few gun moves outside of like a special attack for the pea shooter that affects multiple enemies.
Go home, Mike. You're drunk.
How else will you make Halloween 16?
I figure he had to be sloshed by about 4.
I think you give him a lot of credit there.
Well, he had to catch up. He skipped 3.
It's fitting given the Halloween theme of this level and the fact that we're recording this on October 28th.  'Cause, 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 Not entirely sure what I was thinking here, but oh well.
Oh, that's the most satisfying end to a level ever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's randomized where the where those are placed. So next time, we'll be fighting everyone's favorite girl. It's Lady D. Well, next time meaning the other half of this update.